My best advice that I can give to managers is to first and foremost maintain composure at all times. It's very common that managers feel negative emotions, but the main three causes that I have personally seen for myself as a manager at GNC, but also for other managers that I've worked with and I've become acquainted with, are number one, employees. Now, employees aren't perfect. They're human. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to buck the system. They're going to be lazy, and you're going to have an issue with them when it comes to doing the task that you give them. The second one is the system. There's policies in place that many managers, especially at GNC, believe to be outdated and not valid. And the third and final one would be upper corporate management, giving negative reports without any empathy, understanding that some weeks aren't going to be as good as others. Now, at GNC specifically, I've seen many corporate managers complain about our lack of sales for a certain week, disregarding the fact that we performed amazing the week before. Now, there's a couple ways to deal with that type of situation. Firstly, like I said, you got to have composure. Although you're going to feel negative emotions about the situation and about the managers coming down with absolutely no empathy for the situation, it's absolutely imperative that we deal with the situation very delicately. So how I personally go about dealing with these type of situations is, firstly, I address the issue with upper management. I explain the situation. We had a bad week. I tell them why, I tell them how, and then I come up with a corrective measure or an action plan on how to deal with the situation. Now, that's important because they know that you acknowledge the issue, but they understand how you're going to fix it. It's important to have that upper management transparency to let them know what's going on and what to expect from you. You tell them, hey, I'm having a bad week right now, but just know next week's not going to be such a bad week. I tell them what we're going to do, I give them the plan, and we execute accordingly. The other situation are employees. Now, employees, they have a lot of issues. Like I mentioned before, they're not going to agree with you, but how I would deal with that situation would be pulling them aside where there are no other employees present. That way you can do the same thing as before, address the issue, and create an action plan on how to deal with that issue. On top of all of this, although you're going to feel negative emotions while doing this, you also have to maintain composure. Composure is important because without composure, you may let the negative emotions affect whatever your outcome is or how you deal with the situation. But yeah, my best tip is maintain composure and ultimately deal with the situation with transparency, explanation, and an action plan. And I've seen this work in the past, and I know it will work for all levels of management.